Yo, I'm gonna get straight to the point with this video. This is the best Arc Raiders weapons guide you will find on YouTube. We're gonna cover these main topics: weapon components, weapon blueprints, weapon crafting, weapon upgrading, weapon durability, and weapon ammo. So lock in. Weapons in Arc Raiders have some of the most complex systems we've seen in modern games. So I'm quickly just gonna break it down for you so that's incredibly easy to digest and understand. And hopefully this helps you build better weapons for whatever situations you want to get into during your raids. If you want to destroy Arc or Raiders, understanding how weapons work will absolutely step up your game. All right, let's check it out. First, weapon components and blueprints. Each weapon in the game is craftable in your workshop area. They require two things: weapon components and blueprints. Weapon components are items you find in game that pertain to building and repairing guns, and they have tiers as well. They are normal, intermediate, heavy, and complex level parts. These varied rarities tie directly into what quality weapon you can build, and also you can find different quality rarities in different locations across different maps. If you're looking for weapon components, you'll mostly find them in areas that spawn mechanical items, and you are more likely to find rarer parts depending on what loot tier the location you're looting is, because different locations in game have varying difficulties, which will give you more or less loot depending on this. Also, you can just craft weapon components in your workshop. Your refiner workbench gives you the ability to craft items from the ground up. So if you have basic items like metal parts, you can craft mechanical components, then turn those into advanced parts and use them for crafting weapons too. And finally, if you want to buy some weapon components, you can via the shop. All you need to do is trade seeds with Celeste. This is essentially how weapon components work in game. Now, the second requirement for weapon building via the workshop area in game is the blueprint feature. Your gunsmith workbench, which is the crafting station that allows you to craft weapons and attachments, requires you to find blueprints in game in order to craft the specific part you need. And your crafter also needs to be properly leveled in order to craft rarer and rarer components. It's honestly a quite complicated system, but if I had to tell you three main things to remember about weapon crafting, it'd be this. 1, you need to find and stash weapon materials from your raids. 2, you need to find and learn weapon and attachment blueprints that you find as well. And 3, you need to track and gather resources required to level up your crafting bench to level 3, which will give you full crafting capabilities. If you have all of these components, you will master crafting in this game. Now that you understand how to obtain weapons in the game via crafting, let's talk about how weapons actually work. There are 3 main parts to a weapon's utility: the weapon's upgrade and attachment system, the weapon's durability, and its ammo grade. These are the 3 main things that you really need to understand if you want to build a solid weapon in game. The weapon's upgrade system works by crafting for upgrades, and it isn't locked behind any requirements, so if you have the proper materials in game, you can actually make your weapon more accurate, quicker to draw or reload, and various other perks depending on the level. All weapons work on a 4-tier upgrade system, so typically when you find a weapon, it will be at base grade 1 or grade 2, and it can be upgraded to a max level of 4, which will give it perks like quicker reload time, more ammo capacity, and various other things. Now, on top of that, in order to make your weapon even better, you can place attachments on your guns that you either found in raids or crafted on your workshop benches. These upgrades look like silencers, extended barrels for faster velocity, shotgun chokes to reduce spread, or extended mags for more brutal firepower. So, combining the weapon attachments with the weapon upgrade system is essentially the key to making your weapon as strong as possible. Next, in-game durability explained. In-game durability is a relatively simple concept. Essentially, every single reusable item in the game has a durability bar, and whenever it reaches 0, you can no longer use that item, like at all. So for guns, you literally won't be able to shoot the weapon anymore once it hits 0 durability. Guns and items can be repaired in the game as well, and typically a repair will grant you about 50% of the item's durability back. So if your gun falls underneath that 50% durability meter, it will most likely cost twice the amount of materials to get it back to 100%. Now, the gun's actual quality, accuracy, and firepower does not change at all up until you hit 0 durability. So it's still completely usable until that point. Weapon durability can be repaired, however, via crafting. Different tier weapons will absolutely have different tier part requirements for repairing. For example, the gray grade weapons will be the cheapest to repair, and the purple grade weapons will be the most expensive to repair. In addition to all of this, upgrading your weapon's quality tier will actually grant it more durability. So level 4 weapons have a longer durability lifespan than level 1 weapons. A quick tip about durability would be to always make sure that you have at least above 65% durability before going into a raid. And this not only applies to weapons, but pretty much everything else in your kit as well. Now, finally, ammo explained. The type of ammo your weapon takes plays an insanely important role in this game. And honestly, it's a nice touch that I don't really see too often in video games these days. There are 6 different known ammo types currently, and 4 really popular ones. There's light, medium, shotgun, and heavy ammo, which encompasses pretty much majority of the weapons in the game. Then there's special grade ammo types, rocket ammo, and energy clips. Ammo types are important to understand understand because they do varying amounts of damage to the arc robots in game, depending on which one you're using. The tier list looks a little bit like this. Rocket ammo is going to sit at the top of the list for the amount of damage it deals to arc. Then in next place is heavy ammo and shotgun ammo, which is great for taking out the armor plating on every bot in the game. Then medium ammo and energy ammo are relatively mediocre against arc, but will still get the job done. And finally, the worst tier is going to be light ammo, which does relatively small amounts of damage to arc enemies compared to the other available ammo types. So essentially, this is pretty much everything you need to understand about building a weapon in the game. If you want to build a weapon that's going to help you damage arcs, you want to go for something heavy hitting like shotgun ammo or heavy ammo. And if you want that weapon to be as lethal as possible, use what you've learned from the upgrading system to max out your gun with level 4 upgrades, and also slap on some attachments to make you shoot quicker, silence your shots, and etc. This is going to be one of the best ways for you to understand which guns you like to use for the encounters that you like to have in game. I'm definitely not one to drag videos out. So if you enjoy video game content, guides, and updates, make sure to subscribe for regularly scheduled content.